Hi, today is day 25 of VEDA and it's getting near the end. So I'm gonna do part 2 of albums I really like. Yesterday I talked about albums I really liked in high school. Now I'm gonna talk about albums I listened to a lot in college. And I think I'm just gonna include like a list of albums that were like my top albums from last year. And then I think you'll be able to see how my musical taste has changed from high school to now, because it has really changed. First, I'll say that, in high school it was just all like punk, rock, indie, all that kind of stuff. I was like, if it's not played with an instrument, it's not good. Got to college, that idea totally disappeared. I took a sound and video class freshman and sophomore year, and the professor started off the class saying you're either going to probably lean towards sound or video more. People don't usually do both, and a lot of people went for video. I went for sound. I guess I'm very sound oriented. You'd think it would have made more sense to go with video since I like photography so much, and that's what I was going to focus in. But I decided to focus with sound, and that was when I learned to make music, I guess, with a computer and not so much an instrument. And the professor was constantly suggesting artists and musicians to listen to. We watched Eminem in class and D.I. Antwoord a lot, and Brian Eno came up a lot in class. So it was like a mix of all these different genres, because like Eminem and D.I. Antwoord are like rap, and then Brian Eno is like this ambient electronic thing. So I started to move away from that indie rock, I guess, to a more electronic based stuff, because one way to improve your sound work is to listen to things you want your sound work to sound like. So I got really into James Blake freshman year. I heard his EP stuff and his first album, and it was really good. And luckily my sophomore year of college, he came out with his second album, Overgrown, which I think is my favorite James Blake album. He recently came out with a new one and I'm not digging it so much, but Overgrown is really good. It's something I'm always listening to. It's a very interesting album because I think James Blake influences are gospel and choir music, which isn't the common thing to turn into an electronic sound, but that's what he did. It is good. Around the same time I found James Blake, I found King Cruel, who had only a few singles out around that time, and then he eventually came out in 2013 with whatever this album is called. I'm really bad at this. I should not be giving music reviews because I don't have any knowledge or background on what music really is and what genre is what, but he plays guitars and his voice is really low for someone who's quite young, and his stuff is just really good. When I first listened to the song Out Getting Ribs, that's what the song is called. Yeah, Out Getting Ribs. I didn't like it so much, but then I came back and I gave it another listen and it really grew on me. Not electronic though. But King Cruel did some stuff with this group called Mount Kimby, who is electronic. And when I say electronic, I don't mean EDM. It's electronic. And Mount Kimby features the voice talents of King Cruel singing on some of these tracks, and this is a very good album. I like all the songs on it. It's very good working music. If you're on the computer working, this is good music to work to. Obviously all these albums I'm talking about I think are good, so I don't know why I keep saying it's good. What a vocabulary I have. I don't really know what else to say. Continuing on that whole electronic theme, Bonobo, who I hear isn't the greatest person, but I've seen him live and he was very good. He is electronic and he does everything on the computer. He records himself playing all these instruments and then he puts them together, and it's very cool. And when I saw him live, he brings a band with him and he kind of conducts them all together, and it's a very cool way to like play this album because it is all put together on the computer, I'm pretty sure, and it's good. I think he came out with another album. I haven't listened to it yet, but I should, I guess. My professor gives us a lot of suggestions of who to listen to and whatnot. One album he suggested that I really like is Mouse on Mars. It's a German duo, I think. This is like very electronic and probably not that easy to listen to if you're not like used to it. I like made some of the songs my ringtones for a while. If you want to listen to it, I suggest starting off with They Know Your Name. That's a good song to start off with. The music video is on YouTube. The music video version is like a shortened version of the song, but it's like, you'll still like it if you are interested in that kind of music. Didn't just listen to electronic all throughout college. I got into more Cage the Elephant. This album is my favorite Cage the Elephant album, and I think it's their best. They came out with a new one called Tell Me I'm Pretty, and I don't think it's very good. Very black keys, and I don't like the black keys that much. They're not bad, I just like not my thing. This album, Melophobia, I think is Cage the Elephant's best album. It like a band grows up and this is what they grew up into. This is them, like, I think at their best. Tame Impala. Everybody knows Tame Impala, right? They are so like Beatles, and this is a Gorilla CD in here. I'm so unorganized with my CDs. Gorillaz are also a good band. Plastic Beach. Gorillaz coming out with a new album. That's exciting. Tame Impala is great. I've seen them live. Very good. 2012. This came out in 2012. I like this one a lot. Elephant is a good song to listen to if you haven't listened to it. I don't want to talk too much about each album because then this video will go on forever. Unknown Mortal Orchestra. They have a few albums. This one is my favorite. I think this is their most recent. This one's 2015, so that makes sense. I've seen them live. They're very good live. And they're just like very like, they've got this old sound to them. Colors in this are great, right? You agree? Glass Animals, everybody knows Glass Animals too, right? They're really cool. They're kind of like, I'd put these guys in the same, they're the same kind of thing. These guys, they're the same kind of thing, Glass Animals and Unknown Mortal Orchestra. They kind of all have this like it's upbeat, but it's like chill vibe and indie. They came out recently last year with How to Be a Human Being. I think that's the full name. It's a good album. I think I like this one a little more. They changed it up with How to Be a Human Being, but it's like still good. And like I really like the theme to that album. It's very like relatable. So those are stuff I like really listened to in college, and that's like what carried me through college, I guess, while I was doing all that computer editing. So now I'm just gonna name some albums from last year, not in any order, that I really liked and I think were my... Last year was the year that I kind of finally got into rap, I guess. I always like heard it on the radio and I was like, do not like this rap. It's then I found some rappers that were rapping about different things and they were using like different experimental sounds, and I really got into that. Danny Brown's Atrocities Exhibition is a very good album. Rap isn't my thing, but this album, I love it. I love it so much. It's so good. I have the physical of this one. I bought a lot of digital albums this year, which I hate doing, but this one I got a physical one of Death Grips. Didn't really know much about Death Grips, but picked up this CD, really liked it. Igloo Ghost, it came out with an EP. Igloo Ghost is electronic. He's under the Brain Feeder. What is it called? A label. That's what it is. Igloo Ghost is under the Brain Feeder. Awaken My Love by Childish Gambino. Very good. Obviously, wasn't something I was totally into. I got like more into like hip-hop R&B stuff this year too. This past year. So like Awaken My Love, Solange's A Seat at the Table, something I really liked. Way More Than Lemonade. I'm not gonna get into that. A Moon-Shaped Pool by Radiohead. Everything You've Come to Expect by The Last Shadow Puppets. Vacancy by Bayside. Yeah, Bayside. They're still good. They're still good. Worry by Jeff Rosenstock, or whatever his name is a good album. Quero Bonito's album, Bonito Generation, is just so happy. How do you not love the album I listen to the most, which is gonna be, it's gonna sound ridiculous, but I listened to it so much when it first came out, is Spirit Phone by Lemon Demon. I know it's like a funnier album, and it's Neil Cicierega, or whatever his name is, the guy who does Mouth Sounds, Potter Puppet Pal. Usually stuff like isn't like that good, it's just like fun to listen to, but like Spirit Phone is like funny to listen to with the lyrics being about like aliens and ghosts and all that kind of stuff. And then like the music part is just like really good. So if you haven't listened to Spirit Phone, definitely give it a listen. It's good. Yeah, so those are albums from last year that I really liked. Getting really excited for this year because Gorillaz is coming out. Kendrick Lamar's new album dropped and it's pretty good, I think. Arca dropped an album the other week and I love it so much. It's so good. Morning Teleportation is coming out with an album soon. Alt J, I forgot to like mention Alt J in here. I listen to Alt J a lot too. Did not like a few songs on their last album, but I'm very excited still for this new album. Yeah, it's gonna be a good year for music. If you liked any of the albums I've mentioned, or if you have suggestions for me to listen to, leave a comment below. We can talk about it, and I hope you have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!